Hey guys, welcome to this video of a city review of my 2012 Honda Accord. And yeah, in this video I'm just gonna drive around in my hometown and we'll see how the car fares. And to give a short intro, this car has a 2.4 liter i-VTEC engine, not the 3.5 V6. And this engine itself drinks a lot of fuel because this car is an automatic, and that is one of the reasons. And since it's a very heavy car with a NA engine which is of 2400cc, it uses a lot of fuel to just get moving. So I'm gonna give you some tips on how to. Okay, thank you so much, uncle. He just looked back. So yeah, like the car is not too loud, but I'm pretty sure he looked back because of the tire noise. This runs a 215 with tires, and I'm running Yokohama Earth ones, which are kind of silent, but at the same time it is not very silent, so people get to know that. And yeah, so ahead of us we have an X1 EV. My friend had an X1 EV, and I felt like this is a really good car if the battery thing is sorted. We just have to wait for like 5-10 years to get EV infrastructure to get good. So I'm not a purist who just hates EV for no reason. If it makes sense, it makes sense. That's it. It's all, everyone has their own choices. Okay, pickup guy is squeezing us. So this is one of the problems of riding the Accord in the city. So the car is really wide, and so this particular lane is built for buses, and this car almost takes up this lane. So it's kind of like driving a forced traveler or something. So yeah, it is really wide, but once you start driving it, you just get used to it. And as for me, I started learning on this car, so it's kind of very easy for me to drive all the other cars now. And yeah, the fuel efficiency in city is really bad, and yeah, right now I'm getting around 6 to 7 kilometers per liter in the city, and in highways I'm getting around 9 to 10. Okay, if I do shit like this, it'll never give good mileage, so that is another problem with me, not the car. And if I like truly sent it like redlining each gear, the car will probably give like 3-4 kilometers per liter. So yeah, it is really bad if you drive it really fast all the time. But if you drive it like a luxury car, which it's supposed to be, which it was built for, it is really good in that sense. Because my friend just got a Mahindra 3XO, which gives like 10-12 kilometers per liter in the city, and then this gives 7. So if you're driving around in the city commute, it doesn't make sense to get a newer car just for this. And this is really good. It's a really comfortable car, and yeah, it is a really long car. Parking is a huge issue if I go anywhere in the city, and this particular city that I'm driving in right now is a tier 2 city. That's why you don't see much traffic here. But if you drive in a city like Bangalore or Chennai, you can't find parking is the first thing. Nobody gives way for you to take a U-turn. That is another problem. People just expect you to turn around this ship of a car in just like a lane. So that is another huge problem. But now to the good parts, it is, no matter where you are, it is always comfortable, and it has a great road presence. Mine is just silver color. I personally feel like black has much better road presence, but silver is easier to maintain and clean, so yeah, that is another advantage. But yeah, this car has a really good road presence. So the main reason is the width of the car, and it is not very like the ground clearance is not really high. So that is another big negative I have to talk about, that our unscientific Indian speed breakers are a pain to deal with this car. So like after some time I've gotten used to like maneuvering it over, like driving it diagonally like a sports car does in proper speed breakers in foreign countries, but we have to do that for like a normal sedan. But yeah, it is actually manageable if you can. But if your regular road has a lot of huge speed breakers, it will definitely scrape. That is another problem. And most of the times I drive alone, so the suspension doesn't sag much with the weight. That helps me. But if you drive with 4 passengers, it will definitely scrape some very unscientific ones. So nowadays the road authorities have started putting proper, like, gently sloped speed breakers, which are all easily manageable with this car, even at some good speeds like 20-30 kph. So it is okay, but like it's not recommended to do that because the engine is really heavy and the front end of the car is really heavy, so it understeers a lot. But at the same time, like, yeah, if you do 20 kph over a speed breaker, I think the next one is giving us way or something. If you do 20 kph over a speed breaker, all the weight will be taken by the suspension, so that is another huge issue with the car. But if you want to talk about the positives, I bought this car in the used market, and depreciation is really high for these cars. I paid, I don't know, like roughly 25% or 20% of the original owner's like buying price, with some decent kilometers on the road. So in that regards, it is a really good car if you are going for. So this car, like in my mind, when I wanted to buy a new car, I had two cars in my mind. So either this or a new like entry-level hatchback, either Swift or Altroz or something like that, i20. But the space and the road presence and the power of this car, it's just, if you're an enthusiast, you'll definitely love this car. But if you're a normal family guy who just want to buy a luxury car, kind of luxury car, so it's a Honda anyways, but yeah, it will definitely be really difficult for you to maintain as well as fuel up, because yeah, the average fuel efficiency both city and highway combined is just 9 kilometers per liter, and the maintenance is a expensive thing with this car. It's not as expensive as other competitors like Skoda Superb or 5 Series A6. It's that long and it has decent leg space similar to those cars. When you compare it with those cars, the segment it's supposed to be compared with, it's really good. And then when you compare it with the normal cars which you can get new in the market, it is really bad. So that is another thing you have to keep it in mind. But okay, sometimes so this bus driver gave enough space for us, but sometimes the bus driver just gives enough space for small cars, so cars like mine can't go through. So I just like give up and wait behind the bus and let the other two-wheelers and small cars go. So that's a pain with this car. But people give way if you are driving kind of aggressive. So the already car looks huge, so if you just move around a little bit, people just give you away. They just don't want to mess with you. So that is a good part, kind of like driving a SUV. So that is a really good thing. Yeah, but once you start using this car, either driving or being driven in, it's really hard for you to move to a car with lesser space, because it will be very obvious for you. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the city driving of this car. So the main negatives are, it's really long, really wide, so tight roads are a pain with this car, and it doesn't give good fuel economy in the city at least. So 7 kmpl is what you can expect. And finding parking for the car is really difficult. So these are the practical things that I'm seeing as a huge negative for this car. And positives, it's you can be comfortable wherever you go, and people just look at you, want to see who's driving or like who's being driven in this car. That kind of curiosity element is there. It's not a BMW or an Audi, but since it's long and wide, huge sedan, people just get curious. And if you go to hotels and stuff, the valet gives you a lot of respect because of the car, is what I think. But yeah, this is if you are looking for a really good luxury car with not so luxury maintenance, and you can keep up with the fuel efficiency of this car, which is like average of 8 kmpl, you can definitely get this car. For others, I would advise you to not go for this car, because once you start putting in a ton of fuel into the car, you'll start regretting it. So in my point of view, instead of buying a 12 lakh new car, I bought this for like less than half that, and I'll use the rest of the money for fueling up and maintaining this car. So that's the way it is. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I think the traffic's getting really bad now, and once we go further into the city it will get worse, so it will be boring for you guys to watch the video as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video so far. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and yeah, see you guys in another video. Thank you.